Hello, friends, and welcome to the Capitalize Your Best podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan, and this show is part of the larger Capitalize Your Best podcast network of shows. On Mondays, we have This Is Going to Hurt, which is a personal growth podcast helping you make a better you. Tuesday, we have Coach Training Partners, which helps coaches create programs and increase the revenues. Today is Capitalize Your Best, which is a marketing and business growth podcast. On Thursdays, we don't have a formal podcast, but we do have a live 11 a.m. Eastern Capitalize coaching call, which is within the Capitalize Your Best community. I'll tell you all about that at the end. And then on Fridays, we have a fun pop culture podcast called You're Entitled to Your Opinion. So as always, friends, thanks so much for listening and tuning in, liking, subscribing, and sharing. It means a lot. Let's hop right in. Your 250 pieces of content a week social media strategy is quietly killing your business. That's a bold statement. 250 pieces of content a week. You might say, that's insane. Who does that? Well, we do it, and I'm going to share a lesson that we learned from it. But if you look at larger companies and larger social media individuals who are growing, they're doing even more than that. If you look at the Grant Cardones, the Alex Hormozis, the Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, the folks in that sphere are producing way more than 250 pieces of content a week, and they are not struggling, and they're not quietly losing revenue or losing their business, but you might. So I want to share a story from us that's going to help you. But I'm just going to tell you right now, if all you're relying on is social media content, you don't have a whole lot of chance of growing your business. So let me explain. I come from the school of thought that more is better when it comes to social media. And when people will say, well, Gordon, I'm going to focus on quality instead of quantity, I tell you, focus on both. Because if you have quality content and quantity, you're almost unstoppable. So if you read a book, which I recommend all the time, the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, he talks about just continuously being in front of people. And that was before all the algorithm shifts that we've been through. When you look at Alex Hormozi, he just talks about, I've done more than you have. That's just it. Why am I popular? It's because I just do more than you. I put more out. Gary Vaynerchuk says, listen, you should be putting out, and he'll say 12 pieces of content a day on social media platforms. You're like, that's crazy. These guys are very good at what they do, but they've also bludgeoned the algorithm, and they're not worried about putting out too much content or people getting tired of it because they put out good content. I take that same approach. I put out tons and tons of content, somewhere around 250 pieces of content a week. I mean, today I'm recording this Wednesday around 3. I've got 3 TikTok videos up on 2 different platforms. I've populated 4 Instagram pages, personal Facebook, a couple of Facebook groups. I've been on LinkedIn. I mean, I'm doing my best to be. I got on Snap, Spotlight. I mean, you name it, I'm out there, and we're doing that every single day. And sometimes it's repurposed content, sometimes it's brand new content. Whatever the case, we hold to a 250 piece content approach. But I tell you this, it was quietly killing our revenue, not because we were doing too much. And I want to show you why. First, your content strategy on social media is not working if content alone is your strategy. You cannot rely on content alone. When you do content marketing, the social media marketing, or as Gary Vee calls it, interest marketing, you're asking people to come to you. There's an attraction to it. You might have a call to action at the end, but it's attraction marketing. And that will work initially. It'll work initially when you build your brand and people find you, and if they like you, they're going to reach out to you. But then you're going to hit a plateau where people know of you, and you've kind of already saturated the market, and you haven't grown into those thousands and millions of views right yet. So what happens is the attraction marketing stops to work. And what's going to happen is you have to go to people. You can't just ask people to come to you. You can't spend all day working on the perfect piece of content and then post it and hope you're going to grow your business. That will not work. After a while, you hit a plateau, you're no longer growing, and attraction marketing is good initially, but it does not work again until you break into larger numbers. So you have a spike, we experienced that, and then you hit a plateau, we experienced that, and then we broke through it. And I want to share with you how we broke through it. So here's what you want to do. If your social media has hit a plateau, or if your revenue has gone backwards and you're still creating social media content, here's what I want you to do. Number one, I want you to do a reintroduction post, and I want it to be the best post you've done in forever. I recently did this. I recently did I found a photo that was really good. It's a professional photo. I only have a few of those. I found it, cleaned it up a little bit, posted it, and I did a reintroduction post. I did it on Facebook, I did it on LinkedIn, I did it on Instagram, I did it on TikTok. Then I posted it in multiple social media groups. And I'm telling you, it's one of the best pieces of content I've done in a long time. It reintroduced me to new people. I found new leads. I refurbished some old folks, kind of I got them going a little bit, and that helped. Now, that again, you might say, Gordon, that's still social media content marketing. It's just the first step. Then what I did is I did a value first email sequence. So I broke up my emails into my various target audiences. So I had realtors and I had pastors and I had eye doctors. And I did an email sequence with them, offering them value first, giving them some good quality to hold on to. And then three, what we did after that is I did a text DM strategy to community. I started texting and DMing a bunch of people and invited them to join the Capitalize Your Best community, which is a 7-day free trial and only $29 a month going forward. And those three things gave us a bump in revenue. I'll explain that in a minute. But what did we do? First of all, I did a reintroduction post. I did a quality reintroduction post. Solid photo, not AI, real photo. One of the best art, one of the best posts I've written in forever. It was large. And you know what? And it didn't get penalized in any of the platforms. Got a great response from that. Then I did a value first email sequence to my target audiences. So multiple emails, continuing to give them value, continuing to give them the value. And then I did a text DM strategy where I started texting and DM people, inviting them to join the Capitalize Your Best community. What happened? Well, here's the proof. The proof is we had multiple $8,000 days. And you might say, Gordon, $8,000 is not a lot. $8,000 days is $2.8 million a year. Okay. We haven't done that every single day, but all of a sudden we had multiple $8,000 days. We are a very streamlined company. We don't have a massive overhead. Those are big days for us. I'm not paying massive rent on some facility. I've got an employee and I have contract workers, and I live simply as the business grows. So whereas our revenue had been booming and we had a setback, all of a sudden we had multiple $8,000 days, and that will remedy a lot. And we expect that to grow because we will continue that. I will regularly, once a month, reintroduce myself. I will do value first email sequences, and I'm going to do a text DM strategy to join the community. And the proof is we've already had multiple $8,000 days, and our revenue has gone up. And that's the difference. Will I continue to do 250 pieces of content a week? Yes, I'll increase that if I can. But if that's all I'm counting on, I'm going to see a dip in revenue, just like we saw. And then I had to remedy it. And that remedy was reintroduction post, value first email sequence, text DM, call to community. So guys, I want to do the same thing for you. Come join us at the Capitalize Your Best online community. It's not on Facebook. It's not a social media platform. It's a separate community. There's daily coaching in there. There are weekly coaching calls every Thursday, which I just mentioned a minute ago. We have a Wednesday book club, and then we have end-of-month seminars and their courses in there, and you can contribute, ask questions, and find value yourself. It's a free 7-day trial, and it's only $29 a month, which is a lot cheaper than a tank of gas. It's going to get you a lot further than that. In that community, you might find your next client. In that community, you might find your next mentor, your next coach, or your next buddy, whatever the case may be. You might find someone to collaborate with, whatever the case is. But come join us in that community, because here we share things like this regularly at our Thursday coaching call. I'd love for you, if you want to just check out the coaching call, reach out to me. But I would love for you to come and have a 7-day trial. It's absolutely free. And then hang around for $29 a month afterwards. You can cancel at any time. But friends, let me recap. Your 250 pieces of content marketing every single week might be quietly killing your revenue, especially if you're going backwards, because you haven't broken through into that next stratosphere. People already know who you are. So here's what you got to do. First of all, keep up your marketing, but here's what you got to do. You got to do a quality reintroduction post. You then have to do a value-based email sequence to each one of your target audiences. Hopefully you only have one or two. And then you got to do a text DM strategy to community. And when you do that, you're going to start attracting people. We did that. We remedied our revenue slide, and we had a couple of good days initially. And we're like, yes, we're on to something. Check this out, and I hope it helps. But friends, don't stay the same. If you keep doing the same thing every day and nothing's changing, you're just hoping that someone's going to call you and give you money, and it doesn't work that way. So we want to be a help to you. Reach out. I'd love for you to be a part of the Capitalize Your Best community, or just reach out to me directly in all the socials, and I'll be glad to help. Friends, great to talk to you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.